Hi Year 8, I hope you had a lovely half term and enjoyed the fact that you didn't have to revise. For the next 3 weeks, you're still on your timetable, and we've decided for science that we're going to set you a 3-week project on rockets. So each week you will be making a different rocket and you will be testing it. So what I'm going to talk you through today is how to make your rockets and how you're going to test it just for week 1. This is designed that it will take you today's lesson and tomorrow's double lesson. So it's entirely up to you how you break it up. I would suggest that you spend today's lesson practicing and making your rocket, and then tomorrow you can test it and make the improvements that you will need to, and I'll explain that in a moment. So on Shobi, there is a PDF pack with loads of information, a lot of instructions. I couldn't edit it because of the formatting of it. So it is designed from a teacher's point of view, but it does have instructions on there. However, there is a lot of information and it could be a little bit confusing. So what I thought I would do is run through with you how to make it. If when you're making it yourself, you want to stop and start this YouTube so you can follow the instructions with me, that's absolutely fine. I've also attached a YouTube clip of somebody else making the rocket we're doing today, and theirs is a lot better than this is going to be, so you might want to use theirs instead. But either way, this is what we're looking to do. So today we're making a paper straw rocket, and you are going to make it, you're going to test it, and then you're going to figure out how you can improve it. In the PDF pack, there is one page which gives you a table to fill in your results, and I'll explain that as we go through. So what you're going to need to make your rocket is a piece of paper, and I have measured on here for you, I hope you can see that you need it to be 28 centimetres by 4 centimetres, and you're going to cut out a strip that size. And like Blue Peter, here's one I prepared earlier. So you've got your strip of paper, and what you need to do is to make it into a tube shape. And to do that, very simple, you wrap it round a pencil. Now, it's a bit tricky for me to show you this, however, on a flat surface, wrap it around the pencil. Now, this is quite long, and my pencil certainly wasn't long enough. So what I did to make mine was to wrap it around one end to start with. This end was a little bit loose, so then I popped the pencil in and just made sure I wrapped it around a bit tighter on this end, and then sellotaped that end. You must make sure that you sellotape all the way along the strip to hold it in place. If there are any gaps, when you blow with a straw, it just comes out of the gap and then it won't fire your rocket. So you've got to make sure that when you roll this up into a tube, you sellotape the whole length. The next thing you need to do is to make a cone shape or a tip for the end of your rocket. On the PDF, there are a couple of ways that you can do this. They either suggest that you snip into it and make lots of tiny segments really and twist it to make a cone nose, or you can just fold it over and sellotape it down. I went with the fold it down and sellotape option, but it's entirely up to you. Okay, so you've then got that part of your rocket. The next part is to attach a tail fin. To do that, I folded a piece of paper in half, and then I drew the one side of the tail fin. I did 2 to see which one I preferred, and I cut around it so it ended up looking like that. You then attach this part to your rocket. So you attach it on and you sellotape down the centre piece here, like I have done, if you can see, there. Okay, so that is my tail fin that I have attached. You can do 1, you can do 2, it's entirely up to you. So then you have your very basic rocket. Obviously, when you wrap the strip of paper around, you don't keep your pencil in there, you remove the pencil from it. All right, and then in this end, you insert your straw, hopefully a paper one, but if you've got a metal one, even better. And you then launch your rocket by blowing into the straw, and hopefully, if I can get this into view, this should work. There we go. So your experiment is to make your rocket, and then you're going to measure how far you can launch the rocket. This is rocket 1. you need to try and do it 3 times, keeping the angle the same. And you're going to measure how far you can launch your rocket. That's the first part of the results table. So you're launching your rocket at the same angle 3 times, and then you know what's going to come next. Once you've measured 3 times, you're going to calculate an average to see how far rocket 1 can be launched. The next thing you're going to do is how can you improve the distance that you can launch the rocket. So to do this, you can adapt your rocket in any way you like. I would suggest that it might be easier to start again and make a fresh rocket. It might be that you decide to change the cone shape or how you made the cone. It might be that you if you did 1 tail fin before, you might try with 2 tail fins. You might decide to make it a shorter rocket or a longer rocket. It's entirely up to you. But then you're going to do exactly the same thing. Once you've made your new rocket, you're going to launch it, trying to keep it at the same angle and measure the distance, launching it 3 times, recording down the results 3 times, and then working out the average. And then finally, the third thing you're going to do is based on what you did the first time and what you've learnt by trying to improve the distance of it, is to make your ultimate supreme rocket that soars through the air in brilliant flight and can go as far as possible. So your third rocket that you make is going to be your ultimate paper straw rocket that flies beautifully and goes the furthest. What Mrs. Greaves and I would like you to do is to send us photographs, send us video clips. You can make it into a PowerPoint, you can make it into a movie. We really don't mind, but we just want evidence of what you did. Apart from recording your results in your results table, there's nothing else that you need to submit. We just want to see how you get on. Next week, we are going to be making balloon rockets, and I will do a similar YouTube clip to explain how to make it and how you're going to be testing it. So as I said, all the information's on Showbie. You're going to make 3 rockets in total, ending up with your third rocket being your supreme one. And you need to send us in either photos, video, PowerPoint, anything you like to show us how your rocket extravaganza went. I really look forward to seeing how you get on, and I hope you enjoy the lessons for this week. Take care.